like to acknowledge Ratu Jo, the chairperson of the Development Committee. Thank you for being here. When I was here in 2019, I did walk around and had a feel of the place. And I noticed that Naqara is the place where a lot of activities are taking place. Now, if you want to develop a town, you need to be where people are. You cannot develop a town in an isolated place because that will take a lot of time for occupancy, right? But if things are happening in a particular place and if you just enhance that area, then you'll get more value out of it. The idea was to get land in Naqara so that we can develop market, carrier stand, van, minivan. Even, I know we don't have taxis, or do we have taxis? I'm not sure. Okay, if we have taxis, then we'll have a taxi base, plus bus stand. Because currently the place where the bus is operating, it's more like an industrial activity with a lot of oil and everything else being discharged. So it's not very nice for a small town development. So our intention is to build all these essential areas so that the people of Taveuni will have a place to come to do their shopping, and obviously if there is a market and probably a seafood area and kava selling plus any other things that is or product that is of importance to Taveuni, we can accommodate all of this in that market. So once the market is built, then the market area becomes the happening place because people will definitely come there. And that will then lead to other developments around that place. So that has been our intention. And we just don't want to discuss only through paper, but we want to get into action, right? So as soon as we identify the options today and we firm the option, then we will be liaising through TLTB about the conditions, terms and conditions. We'll try and finalize all that, and I would really like to put that in the next financial year budget, so that the national budget will be able to provide us the funding and we can proceed with the settlement, etc. But in the meantime, we don't want to waste too much time, so we'll try through Somosomo Town Council, we'll get the land. If you say 10 acres, we'll get that land surveyed. Right, we'll get the land surveyed while we are trying to negotiate with TLTB. We'll get the land surveyed, and then the next step would be engaging the architect, who will then come up with a design, and this will be done through a major consultation, because we want to consult the people of Taveuni just to get the viewpoint as to how they want their market, exactly where the bus stand and everything else should be. And this is the first development of its kind that we will be having in Taveuni. You all know that Taveuni is looked after by Somosomo Town Council. So Somosomo Town Council is mandated to provide services to Taveuni, right? And you all know that the people of Taveuni, they are not paying any rates, and we're not going to charge them any rates. Currently, there is some amount given by the government to help Somosomo Town Council to manage Taveuni, and we receive some money to look after waste collection and disposal, plus the development application. So anybody who wants to build any structure in Taveuni, then they have to put in the application, and Somosomo Town Council, with the help of Town and Country Planning, will approve that. So that's the process, right? So because Taveuni comes under Savu Town Council, it is in their interest, also in government's interest, to come up with some development projects that will create economic activities, and it will also improve the basic facilities that is needed by the people who live on this island. So that's how I look at it. And hopefully, after today's meeting, today's discussion, and when I head back to Suva, we'll be able to proceed with this project with TLTB. But I also want to tell the people of Taveuni that you already know that the government is currently funding the development of any land, particularly if Mataqali wants to subdivide a land. The funding can come from the government. You just have to go through TLTB, and it will then go to Ministry of Economy. Ministry of Economy will provide that funding for you to develop the roads, for the electricity, for the drainage, and for the survey and for the whole subdivision work. So that is one of the programs that Ministry of Economy has, and that program has been developed to assist landowners so that they get better value for their money. Because currently when you don't subdivide the land and you just give pieces of small portions of land to individuals, you're not getting that return. You're not getting that return that you should get. But at the same time, the inhabitants, they don't have any title. And because they don't have a title, they're not willing to invest money in building a better home. So it is a government project, a government initiative, and I will recommend that TLTB needs to take that project immediately to Ministry of Economy and proceed with that discussion. We've been having our discussions on the side. Today we came together face to face with the landowning unit as well as TLTB, and our negotiation went very well. There is interest shown and expressed by the landowners. They're willing to give their land. Agreement is already in place. So we are talking to TLTB to proceed this discussion so that we agree to the terms and conditions and we can sign off. And finally, once we get our lease, then the planning process will start.